Welcome to We Wine Whenever. I'm Wendy.
I'm Kelly.
We're talking about Real Housewives of New York, season 15, episode number 8. And this one's called Birds of a Feather Gossip Together. Guess we're
Still going with the pigeon theme.
Yep, going back to those pigeons.
I wonder how many episodes there are total of New York. Because I guess they said next week is a mid-season trailer or, whatever.
Yeah, I don't know.
I guess we're halfway through, which...
Probably. We were on Salt
crossed.
Lake. We were on episode 10 this week. And last week we got the mid-season trailer, right, at episode 9.
Yeah.
So that would be making sense, right?
Yeah, I think 20 episodes is plenty. It's just funny because I feel like New Jersey, we get like less than 15 now.
Well, this past season's kind of hard to tell. Some seasons we get 20-something, and then other seasons we get 14. I guess it just depends on how it's going, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm surprised New York is as long as...
Yeah. Well, maybe it's going to pick up, but we do know that it ends early. We do know that a trip ends early. It ends the season early, too.
That's right.
So we'll have to just wait and see what happens.
I wonder if somebody gets physical with somebody else, because why else would they end the season?
Well, because I don't know, but I don't know that I don't think so, but who knows?
We'll see.
We'll have to wait and see.
Yeah.
So we begin where we left off with the dodgeball game, and Rebecca and Erin come back in, and Rebecca comes back and says her husband doesn't know, so please zip your lips. So she's still playing on with the prank.
Yeah, they're still continuing on with it, which is ridiculous.
It is 100% ridiculous. And then Erin asks Brynn if she told, and she's like, well, I didn't exactly tell that. I just said she was kind of playing Russian roulette with some dudes, which is horrible. Right.
But that's not even what she said.
Right. I know.
She said Sai was like, what consequences?
Right.
And she said it.
Yeah.
Like you're lying about something you said 10 minutes ago. While the camera was on you filming the entire thing.
I know. And then all of a sudden they decide to tell everyone that it's a prank. And they were trying to decide who the leaky pigeon was. And then in the confessional, Racquel says that she knew it was a prank because Erin told her it was a prank, and that she now doesn't trust Brynn with anything. And she also thinks that Rebecca's idea of a prank is kind of not funny, right? And then Sai, in her kind of confessional, thinks that their whole prank and their joke was totally tone deaf, with knowing that 3 of the women are trying to have children.
I wasn't even thinking that, but Sai was 100% correct.
Yes. So I just, we said this last week. It just didn't land well.
Nope.
And it continues not to land well.
Mm-hmm.
The girls are all pissed. Jessel says she only told her mother, like she didn't tell anybody. And they're like, you told your mother? She didn't tell her.
Come on. Like I feel like they're putting a lot on Jessel.
Well,
she didn't say anything.
No, I think that they were just like, oh my God, you told your mother. Like, why would you but the fact that she told her mother, I think it was a good thing because her mother's not going to spread the rumor. Like she just confided in somebody who would keep it to themselves.
Right. They said, like, don't tell Brynn and Jessel anything. Jessel didn't do anything. She didn't repeat it.
No, just her. And her mother had nothing to say about it. She was just like.
And how about when Erin said she has a secret on everybody there? Who says that? Why would you say that?
I know, that was strange, right?
It was very strange.
You know who says something like that? Who would say something like that? Tamra. Or you know who else would say that? I don't know that Margaret would say it, but people would say it about Margaret.
People would definitely say it about Margaret. And Margaret probably does.
I know. I don't know that she would actually say it herself, though.
Right. And not because not because I told her a secret about me, but people must flood her inbox and DMs with information about her castmates.
Yeah.
She is the bone collector of New Jersey.
No, she definitely is.
Yeah.
Then we see Brynn meets up with Jessel at the pier, because it's Fleet Week and they think they're going to meet sailors. I actually, when I saw that, I kind of chuckled because when I was in my 20s, we would all hang out in New York on Fleet Week. Like that was a thing.
Yeah, that was a thing.
Yeah.
I
and
never
was
did
like,
it, but I knew about it.
yeah, I was like, oh, I remember Fleet Week, but
Yeah.
they really, I guess, weren't in the right place.
No, apparently not. They were in the wrong district.
Yeah. So Brynn asks, where she's at with baby number 3. And Jessel lets her know that she found this therapist who she thinks is going to help the situation with communication, which we find out a little later. Maybe not. And Jessel's trying to find out, how Brynn is making out on the dating scene. And then she drops this big bomb that Gideon is coming. And she told him that they're going wine tasting, but really she plans on finding out if he would be good at co-parenting because she's borrowing her friend's 2-year-old that they're going to be babysitting. Which
Crazy.
I thought, oh, wow, that is very
Manipulative,
thought out.
I mean, I thought it was funny, actually. And I
Yeah.
thought Gideon was a complete trooper about it. But
Yeah.
a little sneaky.
I also thought it was interesting what Brynn said, that her biggest regret is all the times that she took Plan B. So all these men that she had been with that were, good looking, wealthy, and she was worried. She's now thinking, maybe I should have just not taken Plan B.
How many times can you take them? I mean,
I don't know.
made it sound like she took it a lot.
I know. I was just
Like,
surprised.
That's not a form of birth control. That's
Right.
shouldn't be used as such.
Right. It's called
And I'm
Plan
not
B.
judging.
Right.
I'm just saying for your own personal health, that's probably not a good choice.
Yeah.
But it is her choice, so have
Yeah,
at it.
it is her choice.
Yeah.
And she lets us know that she went to London in January and that she got 15 eggs. She had egg retrieval done. And at first she was relieved by that, but then she started thinking about it. Like she doesn't even know if those eggs are viable because there's no way to test them until they become embryos.
And I have to be honest with you, I know nothing about this. So I'm learning this as I'm watching. And that is, and I'm also watching Jersey Shore and watching Sammy go through it. Like it's a lot.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
It's a lot on your body physically. It's a lot
Yeah.
on your body emotionally.
Yeah.
And then the fact that you're injecting hormones into yourself makes you even more emotional, besides the fact of everything you're going through physically. Like it's a mind fuck, I'll be honest with you. It really is. I mean, I don't know. It's not easy for people, and I feel for them. I just learned today I was watching Watch What Happens Live, and Lala was on, and I thought...
With Dorit, right?
Yes, with Dorit. I thought that she did IVF. I did not realize that she did IUI. So the difference is did you watch it?
I did, but I don't remember what she said about this.
Okay, so she did IUI, which is in utero insemination. So there you just get the injections to stimulate your follicles so that you will produce eggs and more eggs than normal. And then you take a pipette and a sperm sample and you inject it in. So it's an in utero insemination. And then you just wait and see if you get pregnant. Well, she had purchased 17 vials of sperm from her sperm donor, and she only used one.
Right.
So
I did hear her say
has
that.
16 vials left.
Yeah.
Which that's a lot.
Yeah. She
That's a
said
lot.
she's going to have another one, right?
Yeah, or 2, maybe another 2. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which good for her. Good for her.
Absolutely.
So we see Jenna's covering up her black eye that she got from Brynn at dodgeball. I didn't realize she really covered a black eye until...
She really did, because she was wearing glasses.
I know. Then Ubah's talking to Wendy on the phone, and we find out that Wendy is a party planner, and she was stalking her on Instagram, and she wants to plan a picnic for the
Those
girls.
pictures were beautiful, weren't they?
Yes. And the
Yeah.
picnic that she planned was beautiful.
It was.
And
It
I
was.
said to myself when I saw that, okay, Ubah's going to plan something, and we know it's not going to be a prank, and we know
Right.
it's going to be tasteful, and we know it's going to be New York themed. And what is more New York than Central Park?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So I was excited. I was excited about that, to be honest with you.
Yeah, that was good. That was good.
Then we see Racquel and Mel are looking for their speakeasy sex shop, and they find it. It's called Lady Confidential with a K. Not really sure why there's a K there, but
Yeah.
and they're shopping for their engagement party, and they're talking about Raquel's mom not coming and her kids being confused, which we've talked about this now a couple times, you know?
We sure have.
I don't think we really need to touch on that again, do we?
I don't think we do.
I mean,
I'm all
I think,
set.
yeah, I think it's episode 8, and we've probably mentioned it at least 4 times,
Yeah. Your
right?
mom is clearly not comfortable with you being gay. And I'm sorry for that. That is terrible.
Right.
It is.
But that being said, on the previews, we see that they go to Puerto Rico.
Yes, we do.
And she gets to see her mom in Puerto Rico. So maybe that's why we are getting so much buildup.
That's true.
Right?
Yes.
I don't know. I'm just always trying to put it together.
Mm-hmm. But their theme for their party is underground ballroom.
Yes.
Which is gay men of color started this back in the 80s or something.
Right.
Okay. I never heard of it before. I was interested in hearing about it.
Yeah. I guess we'll have to wait and see it, right?
Yes. And did you hear Racquel say that her mom is brainwashed by the conservative religious right in Puerto Rico?
Yes. I did hear that.
Listen, I'm just going to say this. Well, you know what? I'm not going to say anything.
You sure?
I'm not.
Okay.
Yes, I am 100% positive.
Okay.
I'm not going to say anything.
All right. Then we see Jessel and her mom meet up with Erin and her mom, and the kids are there, and they're like, the kids are playing in this like place. And then on the other side of town, we see Brynn, Racquel, Cy, and Ubah are at the Museum of Sex.
Yes, they're grabbing dicks in a glory hole.
Yes.
And Jessel and Erin are on a play date with their moms.
Exactly. And their children. I was like, oh my goodness, really?
Yeah, that was a good, what does Lori call it? Juxtaposition.
Yes. Yes, that was.
I think I used the word right. I make.
Yes, you did.
But how about Erin talking about her mom and the chemo treatment? The nickname is Red Devil.
I know.
Why would you give chemo that nickname? That's awful.
Yes, that is awful. It really is. So
but
when
we
the girl
do find out that Brynn knew.
Right.
I knew it.
Yeah. Erin told her.
Yep.
And Erin,
just like last year with the Ubah boyfriend in Connecticut, Erin told her.
Right. So now it's actually looking like, as much as Brynn is a pot stirrer, because she is, it is looking like Erin has memory lapses and doesn't remember what she did.
A leaky mouth and a bad memory.
Yes.
Yep.
And I don't like it. I don't like it.
So now I'm sure, I am 99.9% sure that Erin did say something about Jenna not having money and saying something about the Uber ride, right?
Right.
Has to be.
Yeah.
When you lose credibility, you lose credibility.
Yeah.
Done deal.
Yeah, I agree. I was very surprised to see that this whole thing turned out that it was actually Erin that was manipulating the whole situation.
I really think Erin thinks she's funny, and she's not. And I think she thinks she's being like jovial, and you're not. You're being messy. And you're blaming Brynn for it. I mean, I think Brynn does a good job of it herself.
She does. I mean, Brynn is not innocent in this whole thing.
Right. But
neither is Erin.
No.
And that's what Ubah is saying. Ubah's like, I've been telling you girls this.
Mm-hmm. And she has.
And I feel like, honestly, at this point, I can see Ubah's done.
Yeah.
She's done,
Yeah.
I mean, I think her word was fake ass bitches. I think she might be right.
She's definitely right. Not all of them.
No, but
we're seeing a much better side of Cy this season, and it's probably because Cy's not super close with Erin.
Yeah, that could be.
Spending more time with Ubah.
Yes, it could be right. Yeah.
And Jenna. She's spending more time with Jenna.
Yes.
Listen, I like Jessel. I think Jessel can get along with anyone. And I don't like when they try to lump her in with like the messiness, because I don't think Jessel's messy. I think if you think she's trustworthy.
I agree with you. I actually, after Jessel and Pavitt did their virtual therapy, I really like Jessel even more, to be quite honest with you. That
Yeah.
whole therapy session, it was a disaster. I mean, Pavitt shows up with his snacks and his chips and salsa, and he's like not really present when the therapist is talking. And you can see Jessel's getting upset. But again, I think she handled it very well.
She did.
I think she handled
She
it
did
very
handle it.
well. I also really thought the therapist handled it very well, too, to be quite honest with you.
Yes, I did. I did, too.
I mean, he's the one who brought up that when he had this conversation with Pavitt one-on-one, Pavitt said that, 99% he was sure that he didn't want to have another child, but there was 1% that maybe he did. And as soon
That
as
was big.
Yeah, because as soon as Jessel heard that, she's like, I didn't know that. Now she's clinging to her 1%.
She sure was.
And you know what? After listening to him, I think she's going to do what she plans on doing. She's going to flip him. She's going to keep working on him. Because let's be honest, what part of it is his, right? He
Right.
doesn't want to spend extra money because he'll have to get another hotel room when they go on vacation. I mean, is that a reason not to make your wife happy?
Right.
It's not.
No.
And he says that, I think the 1% is that, this is really what she wants. But I think she will be able to flip him on that. I do.
Listen, how old are their boys? Their boys are young.
They're young. This is their second season. They were not
They were
even
babies.
one. Yeah, they weren't even
so,
one.
I mean, I think it's hard for a lot of men to visualize having another baby when they still have little toddlers.
Right.
And
I do too.
twins, for crying out loud.
Right.
Like, maybe give it some time. Wait until the boys are a little bit older and things get a little bit easier. Like, I remember, Tess was an easy baby anyway, but I remember I only wanted one kid. Like, you couldn't tell me any different. I was very content. But we had Christmas here, and I guess she had to be 2 because she was, I don't know, whatever age she was. I can't do the math right now. But I remember that was like my eye-opening moment where I was like, you know what? I think I could handle another one. Because she was at a good age. I think you have to she's got to give it a minute. And I understand they're spending money because of the housekeeping of her eggs, but just give it some time because maybe he'll soften up. The easier the boys get, not that kids are ever easy, but the less dependent the kids are on you.
Yeah, I do think that's true, but I also think she's nervous about the whole situation because it's not just like you decide, okay, I'm going to get pregnant and you insert the embryos,
Yeah.
Like there's a chance it couldn't work. And then,
right. That's true. The whole process.
Like that
it's
whole
timely.
process, it can take a long time and she's not getting any younger and neither is he. So it's one of those things that you get to a point where like you have to just make the decision and go.
Yeah.
And I understand that. I get that. Then we see Brynn is on the floor playing with Luca, the 2-year-old, and Gideon gets there. And she's never had a conversation with him at all about having children. And then all of a sudden,
she's dropping this on him.
On camera.
Now, do you think she gave him a little bit of a heads up? He seemed to take it very well.
I would hope so because how do you, unless this is who he is, and if this is who he is, then he's the man for the job.
I was just going to say she should lock him down because he took that very well.
He loves her. We saw him talking to her. Everyone says he loves her, and she knows he loves her.
Yeah, that's what Jessel was saying at the lunch, yeah.
Why doesn't she love him? She said
because it's easy, because it's not, she's like the type of girl who needs like a challenge,
Yeah, I don't know. I think
that is overrated, girl. The challenge is overrated.
Especially when you start to get into your 30s. Your clock is ticking.
And you want to have a baby? You want to have a baby with somebody you're always second guessing?
Right. Well,
or having to figure out their mind games? Fuck all that.
The fact that they both decided that they would be good at co-parenting and, she said straight up that she's more worried about who she can co-parent with than who she can be married to.
Yeah. Well,
So-
she's got a point.
Yeah.
Because you can get married and it can be a fairy tale, but once you have kids and start parenting them together, it shakes things up. Let's put it that way.
Yes, it does. It really
And
does.
you don't know that. You don't know that. Like the shit when they're little, you want to vaccinate, you don't want to vaccinate. Not that I'm trying to minimize that, but I'm just saying, like, these are things, when they get older and shit really starts going down, that gets hard.
Yes. Yes, it does.
We're in it, people. We're in the trenches.
I know. I mean,
we're doing the work.
I was surprised. I was very surprised as to how he took it, but I think he's the man for the job. I thought it was funny when he said, what percent is you and what percent is me? And she said, well, 90% is her and 2% is you. She wants his hair and his accent.
Yeah.
He's like,
and his money. Well, that doesn't.
Yeah. But the whole living situation, the fact that he splits his time between London and LA and she's in New York, may be a bit of a problem.
That's going to be tough. I mean, unless I don't know. Yeah, that would be tough.
But she does have her business is in London now. She said she has people in London.
Yeah.
Right? Running or working on her Riz.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
she has a team there. So.
Right. Maybe it's not so far-fetched. I don't know. I would like to see that story play out, to be honest with you.
Me too.
That's the story I want to see.
Yes, especially for Brynn, because, all we're seeing is messiness. So we don't want to see that anymore. We want to see a real story.
Yes. So, he says that she thinks she would be a good mom and he would love to be a father. And they're okay with co-parenting. He asks her what her timeline is, and she said, well, 38, and she's thinking, about 20. I don't know which quarter she said. She did mention a quarter in 2025, but
yeah,
I don't know. That's right around the corner.
Yeah, yeah.
But
so
again,
she could be pregnant right now, really.
Well, it's 2024, but she could be. Who knows? Maybe she did defrost them, or maybe she just got some new ones and left the ones frozen. And tried with the new ones, Yeah. Because I think that might be better. I don't know. Then we see the picnics all set up in Central Park. And there was this beautiful table setting with the flowers and the little pigeons at every place setting.
So funny.
It was funny. She really did do a beautiful job.
She did. That was really nice. I wanted to look up that woman's Instagram because those pictures were absolutely gorgeous.
Yes. They really were. And Ubah had told all the girls to wear white. She wanted them all to wear white. And Brynn gets there and she tells Sai that she told her brother that they made up. So Brynn, and he was happy to hear that. I'm actually happy to hear that too, because I don't like I said, I don't like to see the fighting. I really don't.
No, and I thought that they really had like a good chemistry. They had like a good friendship,
Yes.
And Sai, we're seeing such a nicer side of Sai this year. So
yeah.
Yeah.
And Brynn says that Brynn and Sai, because Jenna then shows up, and Brynn and Sai are now processing the fact that Erin set up Brynn.
Yeah, because Sai told Brynn that Rebecca doesn't know that Brynn knew.
Right.
It's very confusing.
It is very confusing.
It's very confusing. So Rebecca doesn't know that Brynn knew.
Correct.
So Racquel's like, I'm not, she's saying like, I'm not trusting Brynn. Like, fuck that. But
right. But now Racquel knows that it was Erin because Erin also told Racquel. And I don't think Rebecca knows that Racquel knew either.
That's what I'm saying. This is so confusing.
Right. It is very confusing. It is.
Yeah.
This is why we don't like it. This is what we don't like.
It's too much. Just stop with the pranks.
So then they let Jenna know. And this ends with Erin about to walk up. So
yeah.
We're going to have to wait and see what happens with this next week. Because this is what we're left with.
That's it.
That's it.
Yeah.
I wanted to mention, I just saw that, I read it, that Reza was on Jeff Lewis Live, and he said there is a Shahs of Sunset reboot. Did you know that?
I did read that. So it's what, like a younger generation, but some of the OGs will be.
It will be
definitely.
It'll be Reza, MJ, and Gigi
Yeah, well, we know Mike's not coming back.
Yeah, Mike's a disaster. And he's also mentioned that some of the other cast members you may have seen on his Instagram. So
Okay.
I didn't go stalk his Instagram, but
Me neither, but I will now.
Yeah, exactly. Something to check out. So I thought that was some good Bravo tea.
Yeah. And we'll extend our condolences to Matt, his family. I don't remember his last name, but basically it was Karen Huger's friend and assistant. And I didn't realize this, but Karen knew, obviously she's older than him. She's known him since he was a teenager.
Yeah, I saw Ashley say that today. I think his last name was Boyer or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw it because Melissa Gorga did a post about it. And then other people started posting about it. So
A lot of
condolences to his
housewives. There's
family.
so many pictures with him with housewives. Like a lot of
know.
people knew him.
Well, Karen was the one who said, he became my manager, my booking agent. Like he knew people. He had connections. So I don't know exactly what happened, but I feel terrible and we extend our condolences.
Yes, we do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. Very sad.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think, is there anything else that came out today that we need to mention?
I saw, I guess, Jackie Goldschneider. Okay. I never pronounce it correctly. She must have been on Teresa's podcast, and Teresa asked her, like, how would you feel next season if you didn't come back? And she basically said, like, the biggest hit to me was when I went from a housewife to a friend. And according to her, she had something to do, she had input in that decision as well. I don't know if I believe that, but that's what she says. But she said, it is what it is. I'll be okay because I already went from a housewife to a friend. So now it's just, it is what it is. And Teresa was basically like, you're right. We have no control over any of it. So we have to just accept whatever comes our way. So it doesn't seem like anybody, based on that, doesn't seem like anything's been decided.
Well, I even saw today that Andy said he's not even thinking about New Jersey.
Yeah.
When he said New York, he likes the New York cast and he still feels solid about the reboot. Although the OGs were great, he's still good he said they have a lot to offer that we haven't seen yet for New York.
I don't think they're going to reboot Jersey based on the response of the fans to New York's reboot. So I'm thinking Bravo might do whatever they can to bring everybody back, including Teresa and Melissa. I mean, quite honestly, they should. This is what New Jersey should become. How amazing would it be if Bravo could pull off somehow, with intense therapy, getting Melissa and Teresa and Joe? Listen, Louis a fucking problem. You don't let that man on camera and you might have a chance.
No, because even if he's not on camera, if he's still a part of her life.
I agree. But at least if he's not on camera, somebody might be able to get through to her. But how amazing would it be if Bravo could pull that off, getting that family back together? I don't know. I'm just saying, I don't think after the fans' response to the reboot of New York, they're going to look to reboot Jersey now. I think they learned their lesson. I think that it was a lesson to all of the franchises when they first did it. Like, oh shit, we better get our shit together. And I think for the most part, everybody did. But I don't think they're going to look to reboot anything else now. It's not good. Let's face it.
It's not.
I mean, Andy's talking shit but he always does. Every season, he's like, oh, like whoever's on Watch What Happens Live, like before Orange County comes out, like, oh, wait until you see Orange County. It is amazing. And he's like, and I know I say this all the time. You do say it all the time. It's your job.
Right.
You're like a car salesman.
Yes, he is.
Yeah. So, but I'm kind of hoping that everybody comes back to Jersey and that they figure out a way to make this work. Because ultimately and you know how I feel about Teresa. I'm very vocal about it. But I really would like to see them mend their, and reconcile.
I mean, that would be great, but I don't see it happening, especially because Teresa keeps saying it will never happen.
Yeah. I think, you know what, though? She's on an island all by herself. She really is. I mean, Joe's got Melissa's family.
Oh, yeah, he definitely does.
She's on an island all by herself. She doesn't even have her cousins. She's got her daughters and this leech.
Well, I think she has her ex's family, though. Like, they have
Well, I don't think
cousins.
Joe Giudice is.
Well,
I don't think his family's good with Teresa. They
I
blame
think
her for everything.
no, but she's the kids, like the cousins. I think that the girls are close with the other part of the family.
Oh, I hope so. I hope the girls
Yeah.
are close with their cousins. I'm just saying for Teresa,
But
I don't
'cause
think she has support from Joe Giudice's family. I'd be shocked based on what they've said. Like Joe Gorga and I think Dolores said at one reunion, they were like, they hate you already. Before she divorced them, she was like worried about his family. And they were like, why? They hate you already. They blame you for everything.
which
Which
is
is
not.
very sad.
It is. That is sad. It is
Yeah.
sad. It is sad because it certainly was not her fault.
I mean, listen, going on a show and trying to appear wealthier than you are, that was her choice. But he's the one who did illegal things to keep up with it.
Right. Exactly. It's interesting to watch her on House of Villains talk about it, talk about her ex and what she went to jail for and, how it happened. She met Richard Hatch, who also went to jail for a lot longer than she did for tax evasion.
He was the guy from Survivor, right?
Yeah, the first winner of Survivor. But to hear her openly talk about it and not try to hide it, and it's just interesting because it's a side of her we never saw on Housewives.
Yeah, I'm not watching it, but I believe it. I think Gideon, right, spirit, she can be very honest. But when she's around Melissa and Joe, she's so guarded. She's so defensive. She's so deflective. And I feel like she wasn't like that, like in seasons like what before Louis.
Right. Yeah.
Sorry, I'm blaming him for everything. But now I kind of hope everybody comes back.
Okay, well, we'll have to wait and see.
I can't. I'm playing around in my mind all the time.
We're not getting any answers yet. We're going to have to just wait.
Fucking brutal.
All right. Until next time, thank you for watching and listening. Check out our social media. We still have a contest going.
That's right. December 1st, right?
December 1st is the drawing, so you still have time to enter.
Mm-hmm.
Bye.
Bye.